Let me tell you something real quick. When you see me looking around in game, that's not a trick, that's Beam eye tracking doing the work. Its newest version is now in beta and completely removes the need for OpenTrack, giving you seamless integration between the software and the game. It's easy to set up, runs clean, and you can use it with a webcam, iPhone, or Android device. And it's only $30. One program, less overhead, smoother tracking. Grab Beam eye tracking through the link below to support the developer directly and stop running multiple apps when you want to feel more immersed in what you're doing. Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 minutes more or less ship review, right behind me, the AOPOA santok.yai. Let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back to another review. Today, the santok.yai, and thank you WinRAR42, Cypher1, and Archangel 8 for joining me on this review. This ship is very pricey compared to its competitors in-game and outside of the game, sitting at $240 on the pledge store, or you can buy it in-game for $9,355,500 aUEC, which is double the price of a F7 Mark II. So it really depends if you prefer a heavy amount of forward-facing firepower with a little bit less maneuverability, which is the F7, or if you prefer the look of the alien santok.yai with less firepower but more maneuverability. There are some viable options with this craft. Now, it does have a 7-minute and 30-second claim time, as well as a 2-minute and 30-second expedited claim time, allowing you to get back out there rather quickly. It does have a burst damage per second of 1,823 due to the 4 size 3 Yen 2 laser repeaters that come stock on this machine. And those laser repeaters, they have a really good round speed sitting at 1,800 meters a second, allowing your pip to stay closer to the target and meaning you're going to have more accuracy when shooting. But they are laser repeaters, and in the current 4.5 version, that could spell the difference between winning and losing, and you might want to swap those out for ballistics if you think you're going to have a better time with that. It really depends on if you're looking at PvP or PvE, as there is a little bit of a difference there. And if you were to go the ballistic route, I suggest GT220s or a ballistic cannon of some sort, and maybe worst case, you can go with a ballistic repeater. You also have 8 size 2 Tempest 2 missiles, which are cross-section missiles, and I don't recommend that. I'd switch those over to an EM missile as soon as possible. Now, if you're looking at the defensive nature of this ship, you do have 9,240 bubble shield with an 8.3% physical resistance, a minus 14% energy resistance, and an 81.6% distortion resistance, and it has a little over 2,200 armor, sitting at 2,205, with a minus 15% physical damage, a plus 30% energy damage, which is pretty decent. A good amount of shield, a decent amount of armor. I mean, this thing already looks fantastic on paper. Now, you do have 10,976 HP, which not to anybody's surprise, a lot of that HP is put into those wings. So you have to be very careful about not losing a wing, because if you do, it could spell disaster for you and the future of you flying this craft. And so we're going to take a look at that here in some PvP in just a second. Now, that HP does have a 25% penetration physical damage reduction, a 40% penetration energy damage reduction, and a 50% penetration component damage reduction. This ship does have a top SCM of 227 with a 493 forward boost, a 225 backwards boost, and a top nav speed of 1,161. Definitely not terrible by any means. Now, the pitch yaw roll, like I said, this this is a very maneuverable craft, sitting at 58, 58, 160. Now, when I mean by maneuverable, this is a medium fighter, so it's definitely more maneuverable than a lot of mediums out there, but not the most maneuverable compared to something like a Saber. Now, you do have a boosted maneuverability of 70, 70, 192 pitch yaw roll, and then if you're looking at your countermeasures, just like every other craft I've reviewed recently, it is average across the board with 48 flares and 5 decoys. You have 14.7 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.3 SCU of quantum fuel. Now, really quick, before we take a look at the component locations, because it does have its gold standard pass, let's talk about the stock components. It does come with a size 2 full stop mill grade C shield generator. Like I said, outputting 9,240 HP. It does have a regen of 727 HP a second with a damage delay of 6.33 seconds and a down delay of 12.7 seconds. Now, the self repair is a repair of 20% HP with a self repair time of 70 seconds. Now, your component as the full stop mill grade C is 500 HP component health, so it means it's not going to get taken out that quickly. Now, you do have 2 size 1 Dynaflux mill grade B power generators sitting at 16 max power per generator with a distortion shutdown of 4,700, so it should take any EMP ship at least 2 blasts to shut you down once your shields are down. Your component health is 310 HP per power plant, and then you do have a self repair time of 37.8 seconds and a self HP of 20% when it is repaired. Now, you also have 2 size 1 polar mill grade B coolers giving 34 cooling each, with a power consumption of 3 per generator there with 3,100 distortion shutdown damage. So that means at 3,100, it's out probably usually about 1 EMP blast will handle that. And then a component health of 210 with a self repair of 24.7 seconds and a repair HP of 20% across the board. My recommended outfit for this ship, since you have an extremely high EM rating no matter what you do and you're going to be visible for miles, is to go with the FR76 shield, which is a Class A mill gen, 2 JS300 Class A mills, and then 2 Snowblind Class A stealth coolers, because that'll free up a lot of your power, allowing you to go ahead and outfit whatever you want, whether if you want lasers or ballistics. Now, we're going to go into some PvP really quick and check out how this thing really truly performs, and then I'll move into my final score. As you can see, this ship does okay in PvP in space. It probably does a lot better in atmosphere, which I'll be testing more of here soon. I do have to say, it's a fantastic looking alien ship. I think it's really fun. It does have a very big weak point on all 4 sides of it, so you have to just be very careful about who you're fighting, when you're fighting, and a lot of aspects of that fight. Because if you lose a wing, you're out. right? And so PvE, you're gonna have a fantastic time. It's a great ship, it looks great, it sounds great, it flies fantastic. The maneuverability is just so much fun. But otherwise, in PvP, it is very hit and miss, very dependent on the pilot. If you miss some shots, you're probably gonna die. So you just have to be very careful. My score, a 72 out of 100. I think it's a great ship, but I think there are some flaws to this design, especially with how big it is. It definitely has its issues. Let me know what you think of the santok.yai down in the comments below. And do you have one? Do you like it? What do you think of this ship? And what ship are you most excited for in the year 2026? Or 2956. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. You all are truly amazing. And of course, I'll see you all in the next one. If you're building a new PC, go through longshipindustries.com, a veteran-owned mom-and-pop business that takes pride in every single build. He built my personal rig, which you can actually see featured on the website. The care, warranty, and customer support are top tier. Trust Longship Industries for your next build.